Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm going to try to do this one more time. I have literally filmed this the other day or yesterday, tried to upload it and went to bed and found out it was it was corrupted, and anytime it's corrupted it won't upload to YouTube. So then I refilmed it again, and then I even got it on YouTube and realized I didn't do what I wanted to do. I'll tell you more about that later. But let's try this one more time. So I have my timer. I was hoping to get under 13 minutes. It's actually going to probably be 14 minutes right now. Actually, I'm going to go 15. Try to get under 15 minutes. Talk to you about how I was very hesitant about starting a traveler's notebook, how I got my idea, and what my thoughts are now that I finished my very first traveler's notebook. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so when Traveler's Notebook hit the scrapbooking community, I loved everybody's process video. I was watching everybody create, and I thought, these are so cool, but what would I do with one? Now, I love pretty much all types of pocket pages, 12 by 12, 8.5 by 11. I have done all those. I've even done December dailies. And so I thought, what would I create in a traveler's notebook? And not only that, what really made me hesitant is what was reinforcing and keeping this together was 2 staples. So I was really worried about that, of it falling apart. I know that some also are sewn. And then there was 0 sleeve protectors or pocket page protector, whatever you want to call them. There wasn't anything. So everything is just kind of open and that could fall out. And so that really made me nervous. So I said I wasn't going to get into it. Well, Felicity Jane had a sale and they were only $2 a piece. So I picked up a couple. And when I got them, I was like, all right, so now what I'm going to do, I definitely didn't want to repeat any stories that were in here in actual albums. So I didn't know how I was going to document anything if I go in, oh my gosh, I'm totally having a brain fart right now. Chronological order in my albums. And so I honestly didn't know what to do. So fast forward one night, rewind, I don't know, it was a while ago because obviously this was in 2018. I was sitting on the couch and was thinking about my parents, and I thought, gosh, I really wish I could just be like a fly on the wall. And that was when I had an aha moment of, because they've known each other since junior high and they're our high school sweethearts, I thought, what if I document my 2018 favorites? And so that's what I started doing. So first thing I did was I wrote a letter to my kids, and then I wrote like a table of contents of basically all the prompts for every page that they flip. And then I'm not going to go too long into anything as far as the spread because I do have a process video for every single one of my Traveler's Notebook spreads. Pretty much anytime I ever create for you guys, I always hit that record button so that way you can see what I'm doing. But the very first prompt was my most loved thing in this entire world, and that is my family right here. And of course, not everybody is in the picture, but this is you get the gist of it, of home is where my family is. Number 2 is books. Now, any free time that I get, I usually try to scrapbook, but I did read up to 6 books last year, and 3 of them were in a trilogy, and honestly, this was like my favorite books last year. So, and still to even in 2019, so I haven't found anything that has beat it. And prompt 3 was my relaxing spot, and that is my scrapbooking room. I usually come in here to scrapbook on Saturdays while my husband is at work and the kids are outside playing with the neighbor kids. I do try to come during the weekend, or not the weekend, during the week here, but it's so like hustle and bustle. I think you guys all know this as being, parents. It can be very hard. So I don't get to come in here, but maybe sometimes 5 or 10 minutes during the weekday. But I am trying to get a little bit better. So it's actually kind of going up to like 20 minutes. Woohoo! Prompt 4 is my favorite food, and that is curry. I realized I was starting to always forget the numbers. So I'd always have to go back. Prompt 5 was my favorite color. And what I did was I just went and found a mood board on Pinterest. And this mood board couldn't be more perfect because every single one of these pictures somehow represents me. And I love that. And my favorite color is mint green. If you have been following me for a while, it for the longest time was aqua, and I still love aqua, but this definitely has moved up to the number 1 spot. Prompt 6 was ice cream. If you knew me outside of YouTube, I have a huge sweet tooth. I totally believe of having dessert first over the meal. And so I love so many desserts that I kind of cheated with the whole lava cake, which is brownie and ice cream, because it is 2 desserts in one. But you know what? They make it into one. So kind of like a compound word, right? Anyways, prompt 7, binge watching, and that is TV shows. I love a good psychological thriller. This reminds me, I kind of talked about a little bit this about how my grandma and I used to watch Murder, She Wrote when I was a kid. And so Absentina and The Sinner were the win out of all the new TV shows my husband and I watched. Except for I was really disappointed in the season 2 for The Sinner. Prompt 8 is my favorite movie. Now this is when I was kind of realizing, like, I think it was here that I wish I kind of categorized it a little bit better. Since this is being my first Traveler's Notebook, I didn't give it much thought, but like, okay, what am I going to do for this day? Like, what can I think of that are my favorite? And I wish I would have done like food, then dessert, then beverage, but I didn't. So it kind of skips around, but at this point I was like, ooh, you know what? This is what I'll try to do a little bit better at moving forward. And like I said, movies was prompt 8. I love a good psychological thriller, but I also love comedy. Prompt 9 was doing something new for myself. This is Christina from the Secret, Not So Secret Kit Club, and she had a retreat that was held about an hour away from my house. And unfortunately, because it was back to work, my kids were all back in their activities, I knew that I wouldn't be able to get over there much. I just kind of popped in for a little bit, and being that I can't, especially when I go back to work, be on social media that often or that much, I didn't get to chat with the ladies and really get to know them, but they all made me feel right at home, and she is such a sweetheart, Christina is. So yeah, totally made me feel right at home as if I've known these ladies. So really just a wonderful group of women, and I was so glad to meet another fellow YouTuber, actually a couple of them there. All right, prompt 10 is my favorite gift, and it is this little guy right here. We were blessed with him in the family, and let me tell you, he gets a whole lot of love. We adore him, and he has cheered up our home even more so than it already was. Like, he just makes our day. So prompt 11 is music. I have a love for music. God, I have stuff all over my face. Prompt 11 is, and it definitely is not the filter either. There's a huge like scratch from the Canon selfie. Prompt 11 was music. I love all types of music, and I love like any genre, so I did try to include at least a couple of them, but I love all the way down to even classical music. But for alternative rock, I put 21 Pilots, I got country, and then my hip hop. Prompt 12 is my favorite drink, and that is my pink drink at Barnes & Noble at the Starbucks. It's on their secret menu. I love to get that and then browse all the books. Prompt 13 was my favorite celebration, and of course I love celebrating my kids and holidays and stuff like that. But the reason why I want to document this, especially that year, is I had been on the design team for 3 years, and I just felt so stressed out, even trying to just do what I could as far as projects on my channel and everything else. And I think it's because of that lack of time. And I thought about leaving, but I didn't really want to. Like, I was like, I really don't want to leave, but maybe I should. So I talked to Hannah, and she is the best. Honestly, she is the best to work for. And then, of course, working with these wonderful ladies, I was so glad that I actually decided to commit and stay on. So I was really excited about that. Prompt 14 is, like I said, my husband always works Saturdays, and so Sunday is our family fun day. And we always try to do something different, always try to do something fun with the kids. And we decided to try out hiking, and so we went on many hikes. There is an actual app. I'm sure if you researched it, I think it's like Go Trails or something Trails. It literally is around the entire world, international too, of every place you can hike at, and it will like take you there. It is the coolest app. And so we were on all sorts of adventures, and just had a lot of fun with that. So that was my favorite new thing to do with my family. And then, just like I did in the beginning, I repeated the same paper. That's actually a crepe paper Valentine's Day collection, and I used that. My goal I know like when I was starting this, I was really trying to use up the 6x6 paper pad by Dear Lizzie. and that is the Polka Dot Party. I did, for the most part, use a lot of this. I have maybe about 6 sheets left, which I could easily use for a pocket page, and then quite a few scraps. So I was really happy to get through that. However, I do have a second one. So you all know that I love to do like little hidden Easter eggs. And so what I was saying earlier that I forgot on my previous video is I forgot to do my hidden Easter egg. So this is going to be in the middle of the video, and that is if you want to participate, you're going to receive this brand new one because I'm pretty much done. Like, I even have 12 by 12 of this paper. I need to put this away for a while. So since I have already leftovers and 12 by 12 papers, I'm going to be hosting a giveaway for this one right here. And you know, I love to get to know all of you, so this could be a win for everybody, and that is, I want to know what your favorite TV show is this year in 2019. I want to know, find some new shows that you all are watching, and that way, and I'm sure, let's like leave a comment below, so that tells me that you are interested. If you leave a comment below with your favorite TV show, and I will do a drawing next Wednesday. And like I said, it just, so that way I get to know what you guys all like to watch, and maybe some of you guys that are also looking for new shows will find some new ones through the comments. As far as all the things that I was really hesitant about using these, now that I'm done talking about the giveaway, like I said, Wednesday, remember, it closes next Wednesday, Central Time. And I don't even want to think about the date because I can't even think of that far ahead right now. But my thoughts on this. I was, like I said, really hesitant about it falling apart, being that it was only held together by 2 staples. I will say this, and it has nothing to do with the quality of Felicity Jane at all. I made a huge mistake here towards the end with stamping. Could not be covered up because it was this right here. It actually, the way I did it, it was not fitting. I ripped the paper out, and just like any type of binding, when you do that, one paper gets, you know, pages do get loose. So this half of it here is loose. It doesn't worry me yet, and that is because everything evolves, right? And now Freckled Fawn has come out, and so have other companies that where you can buy plastic sleeves, inserts, and then literally put them in this type of a cover, or you even can get, like, there's wooden covers like with binders, like binding rings. So I am not worried at all. So if this falls apart, I'm gonna have some on its way. And yeah, I will just take it apart and then put all of those into that type of page protector, and so I'm not worried at all. Other than that, I really didn't have anything else to say. Like, you know, all the things that I was worried about. I already have 2 other ones, actually they're right here, that I started last year as well, because I was having so much fun with this that I started where our family trip was going to be in this. So this is from Hawaii of 2018. This is one for my daughter and one for my son. And for me moving forward, this is the way I kind of want to document our mini trips. And yeah, I am actually really happy, but I think the possibilities are endless of what you can do with a traveler's notebook. All right, I do hope that you enjoyed this. Please, if you're new to my channel, I do hope you consider subscribing. I would love to have you over here, and remember about that little hidden Easter egg that I discussed in the middle of this video. All right. Next Wednesday. Remember that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me, and you all have an amazing night. Bye.